Hi everyone! Today for lesson 6, we're going to be interpreting measurement data from various line plots. So reading data just like we have been. Let's do some review. This bar graph shows the number of miles a truck driver drives. On which day did the truck driver drive the most miles? Well, I'm going to look for the tallest bar in the bar graph, which is Wednesday. What is the scale for number of miles? Well, it looks like they are counting by 50. How many intervals are there between each 50? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 intervals. Write a number sentence to show the value of the smaller intervals. So I'm going to start with 50, which is the bigger interval, the scale, divided by 5 little lines equals 10. So every time I add a little slash, that's 10 more miles. How many miles did the truck driver drive on Monday? Here's Monday. It looks like you go from 300, 310, 320, 330, 340, 340 miles. Okay. Caitlin measures the height of her bean plant on Monday and again on Friday. She says that her bean plant grew 10 quarter inches. Her partner records 2.5 inches on his growth chart for the week. Is her partner right? Why or why not? Well, first of all, we need to know that quarter inches is the same as 1/4. So 10 quarter inches, let's see how much that is. Well, I know that there are 4/4 in a hole. So if I do 2 holes, then I have 8/4, which means I need another hole cut into fourths. And if I shade, that's 1 hole, 2 holes, 2.5 holes. So yes, her partner is correct, because 2/4 equals 1/2. Okay, what should I label this tick mark on the number line? Well, I'm going 1 to 2 with only 1 in the middle, which means it's cut into 2 equal pieces, so it's halves. So I can label it 1.5. Now we usually label this as 2 halves, 3 halves, but luckily we can use whole numbers too. So 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4. Okay, now we're going to look at this line plot. So a line plot has our data at the bottom, and then we have an X, which represents one person. So that's how we'll measure. What does the number 1 on this line plot represent? Well, if I look at the number 1, it's labeled by hours. So the number 1 means 1 hour. What does the number 1.5 represent? Well, same thing, 1.5 hours spent outside over the weekend. If the label on our line plot was people instead of hours, could we have fractions? No, we definitely could not, because I certainly don't want to be chopped in half, so I don't think we can label people as halves. Which amount of time spent outside has the most X's? Well, I'm going to look for the tallest line of X's, which is 2, so 2 hours. 2 hours is the most frequent or common amount of time spent outside because it has the most X's. What is the second most frequent amount of time spent outside? So this is the tallest line of X's, and this is the next tallest, so 1.5. What does each X on the line plot represent? Well, like I said earlier, X equals 1 person, so I'm just counting by ones here. If it had said X equals 2 people, then I'd be counting by twos. How many people spent 2 hours outside? Okay, well, I'm going to look for 2 on the line plot for 2 hours. And I can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. All right, and that is all for line plots.